This is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, we're learning more about two terror attacks that took place within hours of each other in London and in Paris. ABC's John Longman has the latest.
Two terror attacks, two cities, two different motives, both fueled by hate. In Paris, a man sets light to his explosive packed car and slams it into a police van. He has guns, gas canisters and a Kalashnikov rifle. But his attempt fails. Only his vehicle is engulfed in flames. He dies from his burns in the middle of one of the world's most famous streets. 4 family members with links to radical Islam detained overnight, and yet more ammunition and guns found in his home. And London, another vehicle used as a weapon. This morning, we're learning more about the man who drove that van into worshippers outside a mosque. He's 47-year-old father of 4, Darren Osborne, according to British media, unemployed and living in a tent. It's understood he'd broken up with his partner, his family insisting he's no racist, just a troubled man. We are massively shocked. It's unbelievable. It still hasn't really sunk in, his family said in a statement. His twisted logic, using the Islamic State tactics for which he seemingly blames all Muslims. But the community out in force to support his victims. 2 forms of extremism, one anti-Western, one anti-Muslim. Tourists to Europe this summer can expect to see a big increase in security on the streets. James Longman, ABC News, Paris.
Here at home, the hunt continues this afternoon for 2 armed robbers. The pair held up Memories Lounge on North Tamiami Trail in Sarasota over the weekend. They were armed with a rifle and a shotgun and stormed into the bar early Sunday morning around 1:30 a.m. demanding money from the bartender. The robbers then ran off with hundreds of dollars in cash and 2 bottles of alcohol.
It's scary. Your blood starts pumping. You're trying to constantly think, what can I do, what can I do? And the best thing to do is let it happen. Let them take the money.
No one was injured. If you know anything about this armed robbery, call Sarasota Police or Crime Stoppers. Also, the search continues for those involved in a shootout along US 301 in Sarasota yesterday afternoon. Police say a group of men in 2 cars began shooting at each other. The cars turned into a parking lot where more shots were fired. No one was hurt, but one business was hit by bullets. The cars involved are described as a newer white Toyota Camry with graphite rims and dark windows, and a 2012 or newer gold Chevy Malibu, also with dark tinted windows. If you have any information about either of these vehicles, call Sarasota Police. New routes are being added to Allegiant Airlines out of Fort Myers International Airport. Passengers can now fly nonstop to Flint, Michigan, Milwaukee, Rochester, New York, St. Cloud, Minnesota, and Newburgh, New York. Routes will start as early as October. Speaking of travel, some dangerous weather conditions may once again impact travel across the nation today. Heavy rain made driving nearly impossible in New York City, and flights were delayed about 5 hours there. Out west, there's a big heat wave. Areas like Phoenix and Death Valley are passing the 100-degree mark already. 50 more flights are canceled there. The heat is also making the jobs of firefighters harder. But working in these extreme conditions is something they say they prepare for.
We've got 50 pounds of gear with about a 25-pound air pack on our back, and that doesn't include all the stuff that people have in their pockets. These guys carry water and Squincher and Gatorade for our firefighters to hydrate.
Right now, firefighters are battling brush fires in New Mexico, Utah, and in Southern California. Of course, we've had a lot of rain, much of it from a tropical system out there in the Gulf, but we're really fortunate in the fact that for us here, we're not going to get as much as some other parts of the country.
No, we're very fortunate. They're talking about 10 to 12 inches of rainfall with this system as it moves over the central Gulf of Mexico and onto the central Gulf Coast states. But we are looking at just a few showers around, and they're mostly offshore. We've had a couple of those showers kiss the coastline throughout the morning. 85 degrees right now. We're also looking at very strong winds. They're coming in out of the southeast at around 17 miles per hour. As the day wears on, we'll see our temperatures back up in the upper 80s, and we've got showers and thunderstorms forecast to come in from now until this evening. And you can see what I'm talking about. Those showers are located right offshore. They've been making a slow move towards the north and west for the most part, but we're going to run into a collision eventually. We will get these showers moving on in, and we're expecting anywhere from 40 to 60% chances of rain for the rest of the day. Scott.
All right, Wendy, thank you. City leaders in Sarasota are looking to make the city healthier by using renewable energy. ABC 7's Jacqueline Matter joins us now with details on this new proposal. Jacqueline.
Good afternoon, Scott. Yes, some big news for the future of our community as city commissioners are looking to power the city of Sarasota with 100% energy within the next 30 years. They'll voluntarily aim for city operations to be powered by renewable energy by the year 2030, and then they hope to power the entire city of Sarasota by 2045. Supporters say it would benefit the Suncoast significantly.
It means, a better power source, a cleaner power source, one that we can feel good about. Being one of the top 3 cities in Florida to do that, the first 3, is a tremendous coup. I mean, it's a great thing for us.
Sarasota will be the 3rd city in Florida to join that initiative led by the Sierra Club to be entirely energy efficient. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Jacqueline, thank you. More families are moving into Lakewood Ranch. Regional home builder Homes by Town is building the first condos in Lakewood Ranch since the Great Recession hit nearly a decade ago. Waterfront at Main Street will have 76 condos in 3 separate buildings. The complex consists of a spa area, pool, grills, and fire pit with lakefront views. The smallest condo is 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. They start at $360,000. The builder's vice president for sales and marketing says these condos are unique since they're right in the heart of Lakewood Ranch off of Main Street.
The walkability of being right here, the movie theater, all the restaurants.
A model unit in Building 1 is expected to be ready by late July, and the first condo owners will move in around that time as well. The other 2 buildings are set to be move-in ready sometime next year. Soon you won't have to wait in line at First Watch restaurants. The breakfast, brunch, and lunch restaurants based here on the Suncoast is coming out with a mobile app that will allow customers to add their names to the wait line remotely. In other words, you don't have to wait at the restaurant in person to be seated. The app will also let you check the wait times, browse the menu, calculate nutritional information, even purchase gift cards. The First Watch app is free. It's available now on iTunes and Google Play. Time now to head over to our kitchen where Chef Pedro Flores joins us again from Table Creekside in Sarasota. Pedro, great to see you again. What are you fixing for us today?
I'll be making a California grilled shrimp salad, sir.
It sounds delicious. We'll be back with you in just a little bit. Thank you, Chef.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
When caring for my wife alone became too much for me, I called my long-term care insurance company to get help from granny nannies. Now the most wonderful nurses help me with her care.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Manasota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Manasota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Manasota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Manasota Flooring today.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $249 per month or 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Mom needed more care than we could provide, so we called Granny Nannies. She now has around-the-clock caregivers, and we have peace of mind. Thanks to them, she's where she belongs, at home.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Well, you can see all the cloudy weather that is located out in the Gulf of Mexico, and it's really been affecting our entire area throughout the morning hours. We haven't had much of a break, and we have not seen those clear blue skies for quite some time. And so we're going to continue with the opportunity for showers to develop for later on this afternoon. And they're sitting out here in the Gulf of Mexico, just a steady stream of moisture that just continues to come on in. And right now, most of the rains are on the light side. And as you can see, we've been watching them just kind of moving on up, and they've just now started to hit just a couple of places along the coastline. So it's not been an inundation of rain like we had yesterday, but we are expecting to see more showers developing as the day continues, and certainly more cloudy weather has moved on in across the area throughout the day, and that will continue throughout the nighttime hours as well. So we're still watching all of these showers developing, and of course it's all coming in as a result of this abundant moisture that is now in the Gulf of Mexico as a result of a tropical system that is now moving into the Gulf and is moving up towards the areas of Louisiana and Texas. So that's where it's located, but look at all of the moisture that it is spewing across parts of the Gulf Coast area and across the panhandle of Florida as well. What we are looking at right now is an 85-degree reading. We've got winds coming in out of the southeast at 17 miles per hour, so those winds have been strong, and temperatures have moved on up. We've been looking at our readings in the mid to upper 80s all across the region, but once again our focus is right here as to what's going on in the tropics, and it's just a steady stream of moisture that's moving on in. These are cloud tops that we're looking at, and so we've had our system has moved into the Gulf of Mexico. It is not a tropical storm yet. This has been a system that has not shown a great deal of definition, so it could become Cindy, it could become a tropical storm, but right now it is still just meandering across the Gulf at around 10 miles per hour, moving towards the northwest at 10 miles per hour. Winds are still at 40 miles per hour, as they've been all day long. So as it moves into this area of the Gulf, the expectation is we could see anywhere from 10 to 12 inches of rain in some places. Other places away from the center of it will be anywhere from 5 to 8 inches of rain. So copious amounts of rainfall are anticipated across parts of the Gulf and maybe even into the Florida Panhandle. In the meantime, we've got Tropical Storm Brett. Brett is moving towards the west-northwest at around 40 with 45 mile per hour winds. It's moving very quickly at 21 mile per hour winds. And so we're going to continue to pay attention to these two systems and keep you up to date as to what's going on with them. In the meantime, if you are heading out to the beach, it's so windy that we now have small craft advisories that have been put into effect. And so winds are coming in out of the southeast at 15 to 20 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet, and it will be choppy out on the bay and inland waters. So until all of this system moves far enough onto shore, we're going to continue with this problem. And we are also looking at some rip currents that are going to be very strong. So you need to be careful if you're heading on out to the beach. Lots of cloudy weather out there right now. You're going to get a couple of sprinkles as well. 86 degrees is the anticipated high, and we're looking at a Gulf water temperature of 87 degrees. Cloudy tonight, showers and thunderstorms are in the forecast, overnight lows in the mid-70s, and this is what it looks like today, a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms, 87 degrees for the daytime high, and then after that we're finally going to bring those rain chances down just in time for the weekend. Scott?
All right, Wendy, thank you. The fight to replace Obamacare continues on Capitol Hill. Senate Democrats holding a late-night talkathon over the way their Republican colleagues are crafting its replacement. A group of 13 Republican senators have been working on their repeal and replace of the Affordable Care Act for weeks and hope to get it to the floor for a vote before the end of the month. But Democrats are furious with all the secrecy. They want an open discussion and a hearing. Each party will have just 10 hours to debate.
Since this is a complicated bill, to review the bill, will it be available to us and the public more than 10 hours before we have to vote for it?
I think we'll have ample opportunity.
Not just Democrats. Republican Marco Rubio of Florida appeared on CBS this past Sunday saying the Senate is not a place where you can just cook up something behind closed doors and then rush it for a vote. In health news, can being stressed out make you gain weight? The answer is probably yes. Doctors say the link between stress and weight gain is real, and that's mainly because healthy habits like getting a good night's rest, exercise, and eating a healthy diet are all harder to keep up with when you're feeling like you're maxed out. Another link to weight gain is a hormone called cortisol. It tends to ramp up during times of stress and then fluctuate throughout the course of the day.
People who had higher BMIs had higher levels of cortisol, and people who had higher waist circumference, kind of carrying their weight in the middle, also had that higher levels of cortisol.
For good stress management, doctors suggest exercising and meditation, and although it could be hard to do with our hectic schedules, try to find as much time to relax as possible. Still to come in your Suncoast News, reaction to an American student who died after his captivity in North Korea, why some are calling for a travel ban now to that country. But first, after 50 flights in 20-plus years, a Suncoast boxer finally earns his place with the greats.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is the best overall brand for 2 years running and the most trusted brand for 3 years running, according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Right now, you can lease one of Subaru's most versatile vehicles, the Subaru Crosstrek, for as little as $189 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough! What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough! And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you, weeknights at 5.
For the last decade, SNS Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
A follow-up this afternoon on the arrest of Tiger Woods last month. The golf legend took to social media last night to tell his fans he's now getting professional help to manage his medications. He says the prescriptions help him deal with back pain and a sleeping disorder. Police found Woods asleep at the wheel of his Mercedes-Benz and Jupiter last month. He was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence, and he says it was an unexpected reaction to prescribed medications. The Tampa Bay Rays dropping the first game of a series against National League foe Cincinnati. The game was scoreless through 4 innings until the top of the 5th when a home run by Scott Schembler put the Reds on the board. Sarasota High School alum Scooter Jeanette backed it up with a 2-run homer of his own in that same inning, and the Rays are down by 3. But the Rays would later tie the game up, but the bullpen falters late in this game, and the Reds go on to win it. Final score, Reds 7, Tampa Bay 3. Same two teams will meet again tonight at Tropicana Field. Florida State staying alive in the College World Series. The Seminoles beating Cal State Fullerton 6-4 yesterday. They'll play another elimination game tomorrow night against Oregon, who defeated LSU 13-1. And the Florida Gators will try to remain unbeaten in the CWS against Louisville. That game is set for 7 o'clock tonight. A Suncoast boxing legend will be inducted this weekend into the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame. ABC 7's Ray Collins caught up with Dave Jaco this morning at his family's gym off Clark Road in Sarasota. Ray?
Scott, over the years, Dave Jaco has fought Mike Tyson, George Foreman, even trained with Muhammad Ali. And now he's enjoying retirement this morning at his family's gym near Clark and Sawyer Roads. The 63-year-old had 50 professional fights, his biggest win over Razor Ruddock back in 1985. He's been retired the past 20 years, and he says he is thrilled by this weekend's induction ceremony.
Well, I was excited, man. It's a real honor. Not many people, but we have a lot of fighters out there. Not many get into the Hall of Fame, and to get in was really an honor.
Well, the induction is set for Sunday at the West Shore Grand Hotel in Tampa. Indeed, a very nice honor. Quite a resume, Scott. Mike Tyson, George Foreman, trained with Ali. Of course, he faced Tyson when Tyson was 19 years old, so many folks didn't do well against Tyson, but still.
Yeah. And then his two sons are boxers themselves and run now fitness gyms to get people in shape, because boxers are in shape.
Oh, they are. So, yeah, it's in the family DNA for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Well, congratulations to him.
Nice guy.
Yeah, he sure is. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Ray. Another news here at home, 240 baseball teams will be on the Suncoast this week for one of the largest amateur baseball tourneys in the state. It is called the Wilson Premier Championships. It's a 3-week tournament hosted by the Baltimore Orioles for players between the ages of 15 and 17. These are high school players, and they will play these tournaments with wooden bats instead of the aluminum ones they typically use. The games are played at Twin Lakes Park, 3 practice fields at Ed Smith Stadium. The camp starts Thursday and will end July 12th. Let's get back to the kitchen now, see how lunch is coming along. Wendy is with our guest and our good friend today, Chef Pedro Flores from Table Creekside. Hi, Wendy.
Hello, and Chef Flores said to me, I want you to read what's on our summer specials. And I'm sitting here going, oh my gosh, I don't think I can get it far enough away. But we're looking at California grilled shrimp salad.
Yes.
And that's what you're going to make for us today.
Absolutely.
And that sounds
delicious.
wonderful. Yes,
now,
it smells so good already.
You see those beautiful baked shrimps? We call them 1620s because they're like 20 or 16 in the pound.
Wow.
Okay, let me show you a trick how to make them fast at home. You just butterfly a little bit like this.
Look at that. And then they just, when they cook, they just open right up, don't they? And that is so
well,
nice.
I'm going to show you another secret that you can do at home.
Okay.
So you don't like overcook them. And it's kind of fun though.
You have to be careful with shrimp because they cook very quickly.
Yes.
And you don't want to overcook them because then they get very rubbery.
A little bit olive oil.
Okay.
Citrus, lemon juice, salt, sea salt, little black pepper.
Nice.
There you go. Then you put a little bit more oil here. You need to make sure that you pan is sizzling. Just be careful, don't get burned.
Okay, I'm going to stand
No,
back,
you're not going to get burned, trust me. No, the point is you start cooking it. See, when we fry the shrimp, you're going to start cooking it like that, you see?
Okay.
So you cook the inside first, and then the sides.
And all this by a simple slice along the back side, so that just makes it nice and easy. And it only takes a couple of minutes, really, for this to cook through.
Absolutely.
And you know it's done when it turns pink, is that right?
Exactly.
Okay. You can tell I'm a Florida girl. I know how to cook shrimp.
Then you can put a little bit more oil. Okay.
And then the rest is just putting the greens together and the dressing together and all the rest of it. That's what you're going to be doing.
You see how they get nice and brown?
Oh,
there
very nice. Oh, very nice.
It's coming along very good.
So this is great for summer because you're not in the kitchen for very long and it's not a hot kind of a thing that you're making.
This is probably 7 minutes time.
Perfect.
And then you can do your, we have some radiculates, which is hot and seasoned. They're literally a little bit bitter, but they're really good. And then we got some tomatoes. We got some green papaya.
Ah.
So they're in season right now. They're not
papaya.
sweet. Cucumbers.
Very nice.
And then we got some fennel. It's a licorice flavor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got a whole bunch of different flavors and seasonings in.
Oh, yes.
And it's all light for summer, which is great. And our temperatures that are feeling like 150. I know.
And this is one of our black board menus that we have for summer at the table, and it's under $20 price range, so it's really affordable.
And you've got I mean, you've got mussels and pork Catalonian, right?
Yes.
And you have Peruvian fish and chips and Argentinian mixed grill. So I mean, you've got a real international kind of menu going on here for the summer, which is nice.
Look at those shrimps, huh?
Yeah, that's
they're really nice.
They just turn a golden color.
Yes.
And so when you've got all of these greens in your bowl, you're just going to put a little bit of salad dressing on?
Miso vinaigrette, which is Nation, bean paste, citrus, olive oil, sea salt.
Oh, look at that.
That's all you need, just a little bit. Maybe under here, and then you just toast it all together.
That's wonderful.
And it's really healthy, though, you know. It's just this crisp,
and
beautiful.
And it's just very, very light. Just very light.
Look at the beautiful colors.
Yes. And of course, you can make this at home, but it's also fun to be able to go to a beautiful restaurant like the Table and also have it there.
You can have it over there.
You can have. They'll make it right there for you. And don't forget, you can always go to our website and check out our website to find out. The dining page will tell you how to make this dish and some other wonderful opportunities to enjoy this summer's seasonings. And so that's pretty nice. And
there you
Chef
go.
Pedro, thank you so much for coming.
No, thank you for having us here.
Thank you. And we're going to toss it over to the break.
Many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get Debt-Free Now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Giulia, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Topping our news this half hour, the world is reacting to the death of an American college student held captive by North Korea. 22-year-old Otto Warmbier returned to the U.S. a week ago in a coma. Congress is now considering a bill to restrict travel to North Korea, and President Trump is weighing in. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest now from Washington.
The increasingly deteriorating situation between the U.S. and North Korea, even worse after the death of Otto Warmbier.
Please think of my family.
The American college student detained in the isolated country 17 months ago for stealing a propaganda poster. Warmbier returned home last week in a coma, suffering from extensive brain damage.
It's a total disgrace what happened to Otto.
Some members of Congress now proposing a travel ban for American tourists to North Korea. Tough words from Senator John McCain saying anyone, quote, stupid enough to visit the country should sign a waiver absolving the U.S. government, calling Warmbier's death murder by hostile powers that should not be tolerated. But in the middle of those escalating tensions, more American lives, 3 still being held captive by the Kim Jong-un regime. South Korea's new president on CBS.
And I strongly condemn such cruel actions by North Korea. Even today, there are many Korean nationals and American citizens who are detained in North Korea. I also urge North Korea to return these people to their families.
The family of the University of Virginia student saying the awful, torturous mistreatment our son received at the hands of the North Koreans ensured that no other outcome was possible beyond the sad one we experienced.
I spoke with his family. His family is incredible, what they've gone through. But he should have been brought home a long time ago.
Warmbier's family says they could tell he was at peace once he was home. It's not clear what impact his death will have on the situation between the U.S. and North Korea. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
A Seattle community is condemning the shooting death of a pregnant woman over the weekend. 30-year-old Charlena Lyles was shot and killed by 2 officers on Sunday. Lyles had called them to report someone had stolen a few things out of her apartment. A new audio recording from police indicates they spent about 2 minutes calmly talking to Lyles about the theft before the situation then escalated. They say she confronted officers with a knife and both then fired at her, killing her. Lyles was 3 months pregnant and has 3 other children. Her family says she also had mental issues and do not believe she charged anyone. They're now questioning why police did not use non-lethal options instead.
Worst kind of worst is use a taser instead of a gun to somebody that has 3 kids inside of their house.
And then when I got here, I told them that because they're talking about they don't know what to do with her, take her to jail, take her to mental health. Take her to mental health. She has mental health issues.
A vigil's been growing outside the woman's home. Police say she had been arrested earlier that week, which is why they sent 2 police officers instead of 1. Those officers are now on paid leave. A $40,000 reward is being offered for information about a missing college student in Illinois. 26-year-old Yingying Jane disappeared earlier this month. Police say surveillance video shows her entering a black Saturn and then driving off. They're calling her disappearance a kidnapping. The FBI is offering a separate $10,000 reward for information that could lead to her whereabouts or an arrest. Jane attends the University of Illinois. Here in Florida, Citrus County deputies are calling an animal cruelty case one of the most horrific they've ever seen. Take a look. These are photos posted on the Citrus County Sheriff's Office Facebook page of dogs living in awful conditions in Inverness. 36 dogs were seized. Deputies say every single one of them had signs of medical neglect and all were covered with feces. They're being treated now at a vet clinic. Their owners, Ryan McLean and Deanna Feldman, were arrested on felony and misdemeanor animal cruelty charges. In Texas, officers came to the rescue of a puppy that was trapped in a hot car over the weekend. 8-month-old Annabelle was locked in a car outside of a Walmart in nearly 100-degree temperature Saturday, while her owner was inside shopping. Officers had to use a crowbar to get Annabelle out. She was weak and panting rapidly, which are common signs of a dangerous heat stroke. Police were not impressed with the owner's excuse for leaving the puppy in the car.
That he made that he didn't want to waste gas was particularly disturbing to the officers. I wouldn't leave my dog in a car if I had to go somewhere.
At 100 degrees, it only takes 15 minutes for a car to reach 140 degrees inside. That, of course, can be deadly for an animal or a human. The puppy was taken to an animal center until courts can figure out her next living situation. Her owner, by the way, was arrested for animal cruelty. Well, you know how we have those only in Florida stories? Well, this is an only in New York story, we think. Video of a city rat dragging a bag of groceries, or garbage rather, across the sidewalk. It's now going viral on social media. One woman who saw it says she stopped in her tracks and had to blink twice to see if it was real. Some think it's a prank and that the rat is trained, but others believe this is the same rat that was caught on video dragging a massive slice of pizza down a staircase last week. Well, the video has been titled, "Pizza Rat Strikes Again." Man, that's a strong little determined rat.
That is a determined rat. Well,
Something
he's
in there.
been well fed.
Maybe there's pizza inside there.
Holy
He just
cow.
loves pizza.
He's going to become the size of a cow if he doesn't watch it, right? That's amazing.
Wendy's
well,
in for John, we should mention.
Yeah, John wasn't feeling well.
Yeah.
I understand he was losing his voice yesterday.
Right.
So we've got, it is just sultry outside. It is so steamy and hot and humid and all of those things. And you can see what's going on. We're also looking at strong winds. Winds are coming in out of the southeast at around 17 miles per hour. And we have experienced some rain along the coastline, but not as much rain as had fallen yesterday. And we are still looking at showers to come on in as a result of all of this moisture that's located out in the Gulf of Mexico starting to kiss the coastline. You can see that taking place. And a lot of the heavier showers have really died down as well. But we are looking at very dangerous rip currents out there. So if you are headed out to the beach, just keep in mind small craft advisories are in effect, and the rip currents are definitely a danger. So for the rest of the day, we're going to see our temperatures back up in the mid to upper 80s today, a 40 to 60% chance of rain through 6.
All right, Wendy, thank you. It's being called the most expensive House race in U.S. history. A special election is underway now in Georgia that some say could be an early test for President Trump and the Republican Party. Republican Karen Handel and Democrat Jon Ossoff are in a neck-and-neck race for Georgia's 6th congressional district, which is Metro Atlanta. That district is traditionally Republican, but President Trump barely won it in November. The president praising Handel as a hard worker who will fight for lower taxes, great health care, and strong security, but Ossoff is hoping frustration with the president and the GOP will give him the edge. Meanwhile, Governor Rick Scott is trying to bring more jobs to Florida. He spent yesterday in Connecticut trying to convince employers to move their businesses to the Sunshine State. But Connecticut's governor is fighting back. Governor Dannel Malloy says that Florida has a very high and violent crime rate and faces the threat of devastating storms. He also says Florida doesn't have the skilled workforce, particularly in manufacturing, that they do in Connecticut. But Governor Scott is not giving up.
I'm going to go after every company. But look, if you have a significant investment in capital, it's hard to move. I mean, you got to think about that capital investment. But think of how many people don't have a big investment in capital.
Also yesterday, Scott responded to President Trump asking him to run for the U.S. Senate. The governor says the race is in 2018, and he still has 570 days to go on the job he's holding now. Sending holiday gifts through UPS is about to get a little pricier. The company is adding its first holiday season surcharges on package deliveries during certain weeks in November and December. A fee of 27 cents will be added in the weeks around Black Friday and leading up to Christmas. Packages sent next day air will see an additional charge of 81 cents in the week that ends December 23rd. UPS is also adding other surcharges based on the weight of a package. The surcharges come as the company looks to cover a surge in year-end costs. And here's one gift you may want to ship to your grandkids, or maybe not. Mattel is coming out with a new line of Ken dolls. The company says they're slimmer and have broader body types. They also have new hairstyles such as cornrows and, yes, even a man bun. There are 7 different types of skin tones as well. The new dolls are part of Mattel's plan to make a more diverse crop of Barbies and Kens. Sailor Circus is getting ready to leave for the nation's capital to perform at the Smithsonian Folklife Festival. But before they leave for Washington, D.C., they're giving us a sneak peek at their performance. It's tonight at 7 o'clock at the Sailor Circus Arena in Sarasota. Tickets are $10 each, and all the money will go towards funding that trip. The Smithsonian Folklife Festival is June 29th to July 4th, and then July 6th through the 9th. Sailor Circus will be joining 11 other circus schools that will be there performing right on the National Mall. Still to come in your Suncoast News, expect a few changes to your flood insurance, and it may be one of the few spots on the Suncoast that hasn't been touched by the 21st century. That's next in A Place We Call Home.
These are our heroes. They have sacrificed so much to serve our country. And now Granny Nannies is truly honored to serve them. We're here and we're ready to help. Call us today.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
This Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Minute is brought to you by Sarasota Ford.
The Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix was first organized in 1985. What began as an annual beach picnic for local children with special needs has expanded into an 11-day festival with the races televised to more than 100 countries. The entire festival is produced by Suncoast Charities for Children. The Grand Prix not only generates revenue for charity, but also a significant economic impact. Last year's event generated an economic impact of $37 million.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
ABC 7 News at 7 weeknights.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
At Granny Nannies, we provide your loved ones with the care they deserve, compassionate and experienced help right where you need it most, at home. Visit us at GrannyNannies.com.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Well, it just doesn't look pretty outside. We don't have any of those pretty blue skies that we are famous for, and we are just looking at cloud cover that has been affecting the entire area. We're looking out east now, and as you look out towards the Gulf of Mexico, you're seeing the same thing. So it doesn't matter where you are, it's just gray sky out there. And the reason for it, of course, is all that moisture that's been coming at us from the Gulf of Mexico and a system well to our west. Thankfully, it's not coming here right now, but we are looking at some rain showers that have been developing throughout the morning, and they continue to make their presence seen on radar, but mostly they've been staying away from the shore. We've just had a couple of showers that have dotted the area, but that's been about it. Mostly it's just been the cloud cover that we've been experiencing. However, we are expecting to see another 30 to 40% chances of rain until the evening hours, and we may see those chances go up to about a 60% chance. There's plenty of moisture in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and it's all coming from the south and spreading northward, and you can see it just moving across the northern parts of our state and encompassing central Florida and southwestern Florida as well. And of course, the area of great concern right now is all of the wet weather that is getting ready to descend upon the central Gulf Coast states, and they're talking about a good 10 to 12 inches of rainfall that could affect that area of the country. 85 degrees for us right now, our humidity at 67%, but the winds are strong. They're coming in out of the southeast at around 17 miles per hour, and we have been seeing our temperatures staying just under the 90-degree mark for the most part, and especially right here closer to the beaches. Sarasota and Bradenton now at 85 degrees. Parrish is reporting 86. As you move farther to the east, we're seeing some 90s popping up in Sebring, but right here along Longboat and Siesta Key, Venice, we're looking at highs in the upper 80s right now. The rain has not come in yet to sufficiently cool anything down, but we are looking at all this moisture, and you see it's all coming up straight on through and into the Gulf of Mexico. Now, the area that we've been watching has not become a tropical storm yet. It's still an area of disturbed weather. There's no closed circulation with this system, but it is going to be responsible for bringing copious amounts of rain from portions of Texas all the way over to the Florida Panhandle. So we do have tropical storm warnings in effect for this area, and that's because of the strong winds that are going going to be felt along this region, and so we are going to continue to monitor the system as it moves on up towards the north. And it has been moving towards the northwest. It was wobbling a little bit earlier today, 40-mile-per-hour winds. It's been consistently at 40 miles per hour since early this morning. And then we also have Tropical Storm Brett, and Brett is moving off towards the west-northwest very quickly at 21 miles per hour, and it is moving now at the winds now are at 45 miles per hour, and it just continues to just hug the South America continent as it moves across towards the west-northwest. So we'll continue to bring you updates on these two systems over the next several hours. And we're looking at a small craft advisory in effect. So if you are in a small boat, don't go out. It's not safe. Winds are out of the southeast at 15 to 20 knots. Seas 3 to 5 feet, and it is choppy out on the bay and inland waters. And even though it's very cloudy, you can still get a sunburn if you go without any kind of protection. So keep that in mind. At the beaches, the Gulf water temperature is 87 degrees. And we are expecting cloudy weather, showers and thunderstorms with overnight lows dropping down into the 70s. Tonight we're seeing those temperatures in the 70s. Later today, though, you can see 87 is the expected high with a 60% chance of rain. And then we're going to be looking at the first day of summer is officially tomorrow. Scott, it's tomorrow. I thought it was in April that it started. But at any rate, we're looking for those rain chances to come down just in time for the weekend.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Wendy. The National Flood Insurance Program could be seeing a massive overhaul. The program tries to provide affordable flood insurance, but is set to expire in September. And now multiple U.S. senators are proposing several bipartisan bills as part of the program's renewal. Among the changes is a proposal that would offer low-interest loans for home elevation work to lessen a flood's impact. Also, government subsidies are being considered for those unable to pay flood insurance premium increases. The biggest change is a cut to the current premium increase cap.
With the current program that was redone in 2014 with the Affordability Act, they did cap out the increases for flood insurance policies at 25% a year. With the new reforms that are being looked at, they're hoping to cap it off at 10% a year.
Also on the table is a proposal that would implement a 22% cap on the commissions paid to insurance companies. In South Florida, homeowners will see changes in their property insurance. The board that oversees Citizens Property Insurance voting unanimously to raise homeowner rates an average of 5.3%. The hike is to deal with claims associated with water losses not related to storms. State regulators have to approve the hike before it can take effect in February. Citizens Insurance has more than 451,000 customers statewide. Well, if you look around at all the construction in our area, you wish you could go back to the good old days of the Suncoast. Well, you can. ABC 7's Linda Carson explains in this week's A Place We Call Home.
At the Crawley Museum and Nature Center, you step back in time to the days of the early settlers.
This is one of Florida's last jewels. This is a very well-kept secret. You'll actually see many different types of habitats that are very hard to find or experience in Florida.
We have 191 beautiful acres here, and there are very few wild places like this. So when they come out here, they really get some old Florida.
The Crawley is like a giant classroom.
We specialize in teaching both children and adults about Florida pioneer history, agriculture, sustainable living, and many other things.
You first arrive at the Welcome Center.
We have local honey behind you. We have local syrup behind you. We also have some survival items for camping out here when we have our camping programs. We also have local artisans who have handmade crafts.
The museum takes you back to the days of the cowboy who was called a Florida cracker.
The original term was cow hunters, and they did not use ropes, they used whips, which is why we have the Florida cracker, because of the cracking of the cow hunters' whips.
Those cow hunters rounded up cows, drove them to a port, and shipped them to Cuba,
where they were sold for Spanish gold. Some of the early cracker families had chests of gold in a back room someplace in their house, and cattle they sold.
This is the Tatum House.
Welcome to Crawley Museum and make the dinner.
It was built in 1889 by Harvey Tatum for his wife Laura, with the help of 2 of her 5 children, because she was widowed before she married him.
They had 8 more children, 13 in all.
It was a farm. They raised their food, they raised their animals, they raised their vegetables. There's a big, huge loom thing in the bedroom in there. They wove some of their clothing.
This is now a popular spot for weddings, nature and wildlife programs, and much more. This is Sarah Lee. She is a Florida cracker cow. She is a direct descendant of the cows that were here when the settlers arrived. They're bred here to keep their line alive. The Crowley Nature Center and Museum, a great place to call home. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Linda, thank you so much. Coming up, the cast of the upcoming Jumanji movie is paying tribute to one of its former stars. And it's a matchup between the greatest swimmer of all time versus one of the great predators of the deep. Details next in entertainment news.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice: choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Keep up with your investments and market trends by watching the ABC 7 Stock Report. Get a recap of all the day's stock market activity. Be sure to watch your Suncoast News at 6 for the ABC 7 Stock Report, sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Drive off in a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $18,999. Get a new Dodge Journey for just $15,999. Or purchase a brand new Jeep Renegade for as low as $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
I dream of the creature by night and by day. Wielding my weapon, I slaughter my prey. 2,000 cash, I'll be rolling in dough. So hey, you big monster, come out from below. So hey, you big monster, come out from below.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice: choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Adele is in London showing her support to the city's firefighters. The singer dropped by the fire department to have a cup of tea with firefighters who battled a devastating blaze last week. The London Fire Brigade tweeting these photos yesterday, saying they're humbled by everyone's support. The fire killed 79 people. Many were trapped. Firefighters say they tried to save as many as they could. Stars of the upcoming Jumanji sequel are sad that Robin Williams couldn't be around to see the story continue. The cast is promoting the movie in Spain. Actor and comedian Jack Black says Williams would have loved it. and they tried to carry on his legacy as best they could.
He's a sweet, sweet man, and he had a great sense of adventure. I think he'd be stoked. I wish he could have been in it.
Williams committed suicide in 2014. Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle will come out in December. Well, how would you like to attend boot camp with former First Lady Michelle Obama? Mrs. Obama giving people a glimpse of her workout routine on Instagram. Over the weekend, she hosted a boot camp with her friends. She says she often hosted boot camps during her time at the White House and is continuing that tradition as a way to keep herself and her crew motivated and healthy. And since no human can seem to beat Michael Phelps, maybe a shark can? Well, the Discovery Channel has tapped the 23-time Olympic gold medal winner to race a great white shark. Phelps recently posted this photo of or the one you saw there, of a great white passing by a diving cage, but it's unclear whether a cage will be involved or not. There it is there. Not a lot of details are known about the epic race yet, but we do know the Great Gold versus the Great White event will be part of the cable channel's Shark Week, which airs the last week of July. I don't think he's getting in the water right next to him and, you know, swimming lanes or something.
I tell you what,
they'll find a way.
I think the fish is going to win. I don't care what anybody says. I still think the fish is going to win. Oh, yeah.
He's pretty fast.
And if not, just going to turn around and bite him
yeah,
to keep him at bay.
Good point.
So, at any rate.
So clouds around pretty much all day.
Clouds, and that's what we're going to see. And there's the opportunity for some showers later on this afternoon and this evening as well.
Weekend looks good, though.
Oh, it looks very nice. Finally, we need the break. Yeah.
Wendy, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope to see you again at 5 o'clock. Have a great day, everyone.